When a severe environmental hazard strikes a populated area, the immediate response involves local, state, and federal agencies arriving simultaneously on the ground. They are immediately confronted with an immense geographic search area and highly complex structural hazards. In these early hours, the primary operational threat is the data blind spot created by response teams operating in completely disconnected silos. Operating without a unified data standard directly leads to duplicated search efforts and, critically, missed survival zones. Solving this requires a strict foundational doctrine, the Common Operating Picture. This diagram shows the mechanics of that doctrine. A common operating picture is a single, identical display of operational information, converging from the field and shared seamlessly across multiple commands. The system used to build this picture is Sarcop, the Search and Rescue Common Operating Platform, the FEMA-designated multi-agency standard. Sarcop bridges the communication gap between personnel navigating hazardous environments and decision-makers coordinating logistics inside the Emergency Operations Center. It takes disparate, uncoordinated field actions and translates them into real-time, shared situational awareness. Tracking software alone cannot achieve this. Sarcop provides the architectural layer required to process raw field observations into actionable intelligence that sustains lives. The Sarcop mission relies on strict parameters, mapping life safety impacts, structural damage, and environmental hazards. A system designed to process every possible metric will ultimately fail at tactical speed. Sarcop succeeds through explicit operational constraints. The first major exclusion is that Sarcop is not a preliminary damage assessment tool. This flowchart illustrates the separation. On the left, tactical urban search and rescue data loops immediately back to commanders. On the right, preliminary damage assessment data follows a completely separate pathway. Co-mingling long-term assessment metrics with life safety data congests the tactical operating picture. The second strict exclusion involves data privacy. Sarcop must never be used to store personally identifiable information from disaster survivors. Responders are explicitly trained to avoid logging PII. This protocol maintains system security and prevents unnecessary data bloat. Treating Sarcop strictly as a tactical search coverage tool prevents cognitive overload for commanders and protects the agility of the entire response operation. The technological engine powering this platform is the Esri ArcGIS environment. ArcGIS Online serves as the base layer, supporting mobile input apps like Quick Capture, Survey123, and Field Maps. These allow responders to work offline during outages. Once connectivity is restored, data syncs upward, populating tactical and strategic dashboards for command. Managing disaster data at this scale requires immense back-end stability, which exposed the architectural limitations of the legacy version 8 system. Version 8 relied on over 40 distinct fragmented layers. During massive multi-state deployments, this created a bloated and vulnerable data pipeline. To resolve this, a mandatory architectural overhaul was deployed in spring 2023 with version 9. The core structural change of version 9 was consolidating all data into a single master feature layer. Instead of duplicating the underlying data across multiple instances, this single master layer generates specialized view layers tailored for different users. This reduced the total system load to under 20 items and restricted true data deletion privileges strictly to administrators. This back-end simplification guarantees that the front end remains fast, stable, and uncorrupted when disconnected responders need to sync critical observations. During large-scale deployments like Hurricanes Helene and Milton, that back-end stability directly supports real-world application. By integrating GIS and remote sensing, mobile devices carried by responders transform into active human sensors. This provides continuous, device-level tracking, which serves as a critical operational tool for the plans team. This interface visualizes live operations. Commanders overlay these search paths directly against the map grid to immediately identify dark, unsearched locations. Using this exact view, a commander can allocate resources and route a new squad directly into the identified gap. Logging this path data yields highly accurate operational transitions and briefings between shifting response teams. But the most critical secondary benefit of this device-level tracking is force protection. During a response, personnel can become trapped or isolated in hazardous environments, triggering a Mayday protocol, an incident within the incident. Sarcop tracking allows commanders to pinpoint the exact coordinates of a distressed responder and vector immediate assistance to their location. This geospatial tracking functions as a technical safety net. By visualizing exactly who is where, commanders can verify that search gaps are closed and that every responder in a hazardous zone remains accounted for. These localized tactical benefits scale upward across the entire national urban search and rescue system. This map displays the current operational footprint. Over 150 local and state search and rescue teams are integrated into the platform. Furthermore, all 28 federal FEMA USNR task forces utilize Sarcop as their primary information system. For a field responder arriving at a disaster zone, initiating the system is remarkably efficient. They follow the battle card workflow. Teams simply scan a designated QR code at the command post. This single scan provisions their device with the specific incident project, instantly configuring it with the correct map boundaries. Once provisioned, the device requires no further internet connection to securely document targets and log damage assessments. Regardless of agency affiliation or origin, everyone on the ground operates from the exact same playbook. By providing this common operating picture, Sarcop engineers the unified baseline truth of a disaster, forging order out of chaos to save lives.